card. I still have a little card with your picture inside, picture on it, right, Gennaro Contaldo, and underneath it say alien. Hello? I didn't know I lived on the moon.
Lovely people of the Three Food Memories world, I present to you our 100th guest, our centurion, Gennaro Contaldo. Gennaro, welcome to Three Food Memories.
Thank you very much. Oh my God, you glorify me in such a way. You almost have a tear in my eyes.
That's the whole
Yeah, I'm
idea.
contributing on something, but my life is dedicated to food and peoples because there's so many beautiful people around the world, and I want to meet them all. And I met you today as well. Fantastic.
Add me to the list. Now, Gennaro, I had no idea you were such a prolific author. Your new book, Hidden Italy, which is out at the end of the month, what number exactly is this book? 46, 47?
No. I think it's the 20th, something like that.
When did you start writing
46,
books?
47. Oh my God, I don't think I will manage to reach that. But people demand, they like it, and they want to know everything about Italian food. And I do go around to find and say, yes, this particular book is Hidden Italy. It means all those beautiful recipes which is almost disappeared, and they're still locally made, not every day. This is where all the beautiful recipe, the Italian recipe we have now, this is where they come from. It's split in 4 different ways, north, south, east, west, you name it. I done them all, and there are some which don't even Italian recognize this recipe, but they do exist. Oh my God, they do taste it so good as well.
What I want to know is what excites you about writing cookbooks?
Very excited. I'm always exciting. It is in me. I mean, I was dropped in a kitchen when I was about 8, 9, maybe 10, I want to say, by pure mistake. And I never come out. It's a quick story. Then my father was linen dealer. We had a shop, we just sell linen. You know, if you had to have a suit, you would order the cloth, and we would suggest the tailor, and they would make sense suit for you. And my father had customers all over the hill and the mountains of Amalfi Coast, and sometimes used to take me with him. And this particular time, as the story goes, I didn't really want to go. I can't really stay in a shop. So he dropped around his friend Alfonso, which had a restaurant. He said, okay, can you look after him? Because his son was same age of mine. I said, oh, yes. And I pick him up this afternoon. Okay, no trouble at all. Very close friend. And he did. He picked me up in the afternoon, but that was 3 years later. This is what I call children's slavery. No, it's not like that. He did pick me up in the afternoon, but I liked so much what they used to, do in the kitchen. And every time there was no school or bang at the school, I just go around in a restaurant. And my job was, if somebody wanted chicken, I have to go in the yard, catch the chicken, and so and so and so. And that was also something else as well. And yes, just for about 3 years, if I was then at the age of 13, I knew I had to do something, because he taught me slowly, but most of anything, he would say everything in season tastes better. He also taught them the respect, not to throw away anything, use for everything, the nature give, let's pretend, beautiful paper. You can even, if I split this one in half, which I'm going to use later, there's a lot of seed inside. And I said, hold on, he said, you can eat even the seeds, but keep the seeds, because you can plant, and you can have a new plant, and you can actually eat them again, the suckle the same. And this is what he's told, everything's respect on fish, celebrate it. It was nice, because when we have the lovely fresh fish, he always used to say to me, don't forget I was swimming, now you got it. And so you have to have so much respect on the fish, because once it was alive, now it feeds you. So let's celebrate, cook at the perfect way. And was with all kind of meat. Everything was almost a general, especially if you make fresh pasta. Remember, you mix the flour. You tell me, remember 1 grain of in a ground, and give you all so many seeds, and then you have a flour, and the flour you have to work, and then you work, and then you make a pasta, something goes, cake, anything goes. They have respect, and this is what actually I do. Today we can get hold anything you want, especially in London, you name it, anything out of this time of the year, which not there in Australia, you get the cherries there. Here, they're beautiful cherries. But who want to eat the cherries this time of the year here? If I was in Australia, yeah. But here, no, cherries for me is May and June. And I indulge them myself. And then I wait another 9 months, 6 months, like a little baby, to indulge it again. Because if I eat them every day, I lose the novelty.
Now, Hidden Italy.
Yes.
What is your favourite part of this book? What would you like us to go straight? Everything.
Everything is like, because the book has been done with so much work, love, passions. Now, you have to you don't have to. You choose the best of the best. It's like you ask the father with the 2 children and the mother 2 children, which is your best, the baby. I can't. And with this one, my baby.
Was there any unexpected research that you came across when you were looking into this book?
There were quite a few things which you don't recognize, and they say, and then you search, and you see this, there is that, oh yes. And some of them were quite common, but which they don't do anymore. And you grab them again, you bring them alive again.
So when you bringing them, so when you're bringing them alive again, I'm curious. Are you thinking and writing in Italian and then translating it to English, or are you English all the way? How does it work?
No, yeah. Well, many times I have the same questions to say. When you think in Italian or in English? I can't really tell you. I don't. And you dream, when you dream in Italian or you dream in English. You dream in Italian. It's a dream. Everybody's supposed to dream. And remember, the worst nightmare of anything at all, never, ever dream at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock, everything is dark. It's terrible. You can't wait the light to come out.
You've chosen 3 food memories that take us on your La Strada del Destino, the road of your destiny. How does it feel to have food as your primary love language?
It is the joy, it's a culture, it's history, it's geographical, it is people, it's everything together, it's the world together where I come from, and then it's friendship, lots of memory. It is a joy.
Let's start with your first food memory. It's your childhood. It's spaghetti con pomodoro. It's a spaghetti with fresh cherry tomatoes from Minori.
It is indeed. Actually, that is in general, the south of Italy is so simple. Even Antonio Carlucci used to love this one. You see, what actually they do wrong, not everybody may. In England, in many parts of the world, I think in this day, even in Italy now, buy tomato and you put them inside the fridge. Why you put them inside the fridge, the tomato? What do the fridge do? First, they're not porous, like an egg. They stay hard like that, freezing all the way. Buy cherry tomato or any kind of a tomato. Put them on a table or put them on a bowl in the middle of the table. Forget about it. Leave it there. You take whenever you want. 1 week, 2 weeks. Don't worry. It won't go bad. Don't go bad. Then they get mature. They get sweet. They get soft. You cut those with a nice recipe my mother used to make. Little garlic, little chili with olive oil in a pan. Cut those cherry tomato. Slowly. add them to the tomatoes, to the garlic and chili. Saute a little bit, drop of water, off the gas, okay, basil inside, little salt, and let it cook for about 3, 4 minutes, and even that. Boil the spaghetti in the meantime, or you can do penne, or you can do other pasta. Throw inside, saute, beautiful. Or if you can, just stir it, the flavor, the smell of the basil, that sweetness, the explosion of tomato, the punch at the garlic, and a little bit of spice of the garlic. You put them on the table. Don't put any parmesan on top. I love a parmesan, but there are some things which you can't really, because you want to taste the tomato, and then you eat it and you enjoy it. And with a little bit bread you have, you do scarpetta, you clean the plate, and don't forget, before you finish, you explode and say, Hallelujah!
So your mother used to make this for you. What would
Yes.
she be What would she be doing in the kitchen at the same time as? What was your memory of her making this pasta?
Oh, she so many things. I mean, first, if there was something left, you never throw them away. It was the evening, if there was lunchtime, it was day after. If there was not the day after, it was the day after the day. I don't understand. There was no fridge. And stuff kept. I think the reason was kept because it was you had to eat it. But kept well, meat, fish, everything. Don't have a fridge. Oh, she was doing many things. In the meantime, the sauce was cooking, any kind of sauce. She even used to make a long sauce, ragu, or a kind of, with all different pieces, less expensive piece of meat, slowly cooked. She used to make fresh pasta by hands, water and flour. She just roll it out, at the same time the stuff was cooked. It takes only a minute. And she was doing many things. Also, she's tell you off, don't do this. If you go inside the kitchen, well, don't put your bread inside here. Now, she was very busy, very, very busy, very busy.
How many children did she have?
We all together, then I remember, we were five. Now only two or less left. Two of us left. All the rest are beautiful, parted away, lovely. I hope to see one day. But she had to look after the house, the shop, my father, she had dressing us, she had to cook, and the shopping, it was incredible because you only need a few ingredients, and there was not to go in supermarket. Also, she used to cook on open fire, with the charcoal, beautiful. My God, the flavors, they have all the terracotta, all copper and pan. My father used to love copper and everything to cook. And my father is, believe me or not, he was better cook than my mother.
Really?
He used to cook. That's such argument that I used to have, My mother sometimes let it go. Yeah. She used to get old. This is better. But food, it was so important. Food, it was make you live better. Food that give you nutrition, the right nutrition. There was no disease like a diabetic and this and that. You had to, what there was enough for you to have on that particular day. And it was really good. I really enjoyed. When you walked inside the kitchen, you could smell wherever it was cooked. And then you got, the appetite, it was great, of everything. Now you walk inside the kitchen, you don't know if you smell the gas or perhaps something, the fruit or something inside the house. By my house, it was food smell. Oh my God. As soon as you woke up, those few steps, you find that, pots and plate with all beautiful, lots of salad, mixed well, incredible, extra virgin olive oil, because in those days it was expensive and at the same time very cheap. People used to bring it to us. And when there was chicken, oh my God, and lamb. And the fish, because also I used to go fishing myself. That's to catch those small fish.
What do they call the small fish?
Well, there are many different ones. Oh, many.
Yeah.
Oh, the name is incredible. Triglie, morse di triglia, little red mallet was good, little red mallet, little grey mallet that were good, anchovies that were good, sardina was good for going fishing, smell a little bit, you know. But there was, you know, all kind of little octopus, a little squid, and then you mix all together, and then again in a beautiful tomato sauce, or perhaps you fry.
You
I'm
learned.
still doing that.
Are
I
you
still do
doing
it.
it?
I remember
I
I
saw
used
it
to
the
go
other day.
fishing. I remember I used to go fishing for little prawn, you know, and where the water was very clear, very calm, and I had to catch a little prawn like that, one by one, slowly pulling. I find a way to do it. And I used to go around to my friends selling it, and they used to give me 5 lira for 100 grams. 5 lira is less than a quarter and a quarter and a quarter and a quarter of a penny. But that was good. I used to enjoy it, and I used to get me the money.
And now you learnt to hunt with your father and grandfather, and with your mother, you collected herbs. So you have a very deep sense of the hunting and gathering aspects of cookery. How does that impulse, that understanding of hunting and gathering, guide you decades later in your cookery?
Well, okay, my father used to be a massive hunter. We knew the season. He was respect everything which he had to shoot, and there was not, because you shoot something and you leave or you don't eat. If he shot the pheasant, which very rare in those days, the pheasant, you know, he used to share with his friend. You know, one small pheasant like that used to eat 10 people, because he used to bombard with so many other stuff inside the pan. Okay, and that was gathering. We can't wait the season to gather, you know, all different wild herbs, you know, wild rocket, which in London I still do collect a beautiful wild rocket, wild garlic that was good, all kind, dandelion. Oh my God! Now very soon I start the dandelion, and then we used to cook so many little what we call erba da campo, field and by the wood, all these beautiful herbs, which was kind of a salad. They could be cooked or they could eat raw. And then there was season when all the chestnuts come down in autumn, where the mushrooms comes down, which I'm still do the suckle the same now. There is no much different what I do it.
You talk about a childhood of blessings. However, there was one particular blessing where you met a Roman Catholic saint, Padre Pio.
Oh
Where did you
my
meet him?
God. Oh my God. That is, I still hear the mass every morning in San Giovanni Redondo of Padre Pio. Padre Pio was a stigma. He was a saint. If you search, it is. I was a little boy, and I don't even know what was wrong with me, but I know my mother ran up and down to see the doctor. I think I had to do something with my kidney, liver, and I know what the disease was now. It's called nephrite. Something, yeah, running through the blood or something like that, which I'm perfectly all right. And my mother, she took me on this place because there was a coach with so many other people from the village go see San Giovanni Rotondo Padre Pio, and she took me to see him. I mean, the 1,000 people. I remember one thing always stuck me in my head and the vision. When actually I stopped on outside this church, is completely different, and I saw this lady. She was dressed with an Indian sara, and I thought, wow. You know, I didn't know. I thought she wasn't a queen. I thought she wasn't a princess. This is that. And then you can't really. You have to book to see Padre Pio. Hundreds of people. And then my mother, we stopped when he was passing through, and she said to me, look at this, because he jump where? So I went under the fence, and I saw him. I walked with him without say anything, without say, and something in my mind that come along and said, just said, tell your mom nothing wrong with you, something like that. It was nothing wrong, it was all right. After so many years, I was filming Two Greedy Italian in San Giovanni Rotondo, in Monte Sant'Angelo, and there was people from my hometown, very old people, which they came to me when I was a little child. And I left all the TV crew, everything. I said, I have to say to my friends, because I don't think I can go in Minori, it was quite far. I was there was this very old lady, and I remember properly, Gennaro, grabbed me, sit beside her, and she said, I never forget when we saw you, that Padre Pio was caressing you, and you stayed beside. She didn't know anything about it. And she said that Padre Pio was caressing me. I don't remember. That is not a miracle.
Now, the Amalfi Coast, and Minori sounds like a very special, a beautiful part of the world. You left there in your 20s. Why did you leave?
All right, you're 19, 20 years old. Live in a beautiful place which you can't actually see the sea. The sea was 20 meters from me. I was born 30 meters above the sea, where the sea was my swimming pool. The mountain was my back garden, and the village was my playground. But then you see this every single day, and then you hear very little televisions. We never had a phone or televisions. You hear England. In those days, 1963, 64, 65, so the Beatles, the way they're dressing, go out. I was searching for a kind of a freedom. My sister was in England, and I went, just said, first time I was 60, the age 60, 1-6. It took me 2 days and 1 night to reach Dover. They looked at me, they sent me back. I had five, because I was too small, and my sister done the wrong paper, so I know what the emigration is now. So it took me 5 days to go home, and my mother was searching everywhere. The police was looking for me everywhere. But for me, it was an adventure. And then after 2 years later, 3 years, I was 19, 20, come along, and I'm in England. And that was the freedom, going to work, earn your own money, have your own little room you can stand. And my dream was always dream, because I'm a family of hunters, to have a beautiful Levi's jeans and a shotgun to go hunting. I did, single barrel Wembley Scott, and I paid a £30 second hand. It took me nearly 6 months to pay.
So, okay, so you've left the Amalfi, the sunshine, the lemons, the food, the girls. You get to England, but what is the food like in the 60s? And the women, how do they come?
Women are beautiful. No trouble with the women, they were beautiful, nothing wrong. But the food, it was, oh my God. Can you imagine, I wanted some olive oil, and I couldn't find some olive oil, so I asked a couple of people. My English is terrible, it was, but now it's worst. So they sent me in a chemist to buy olive oil. And I still, I would say, why the chemist sell olive oil? But I went in and asked, olive oil, yes, olive oil. They come out with a little bottle like that. I said, I can't even fry an egg. And I said, big one. And I said, she said, no. I said, but I was doing this. And she said, you put inside your ear. This is, I just don't want to say.
I think you said it.
I said, bye. I mean, go. I mean, so I just can't believe it. And we had everything, especially when there was ice cream van. They used to go around everywhere in the winter time. And I did not understand why people would buy ice cream in the winter time. Where I come from, only summer, because it's too cold in the winter. And school time, you can see all these children with this lollipop, with the mouth red, green, because God knows how much coloring they put inside. In Italy, we were not allowed already those days. Also, I asked for mineral water, and they said to me, why? Our English water is no good for you? I want to tell him something, but I stopped. I said, yes, it is rubbish, because it was full of chlorine. It still is rubbish now anyway. And many things. There was no much. There was tomato, tins of tomato. There was parmesan. Yes, there was parmesan. We love it. You had to go in special shop to buy in Italian deli. The smell of the prosciutto, the pasta. You buy almost everything there. You enjoyed it. But most of the stuff I used to do myself. I was already a cook, and I knew how to cook because I didn't just work for 3 years when I was a young boy. Also, I went everywhere around, and I needed a permit in those days. You need a card. I still have a little card with your picture inside, picture on it, right, Gennaro Contaldo, and underneath it say alien. Yeah, it's alien, I said. So, hello, I didn't know I lived on the moon. I still got it, me standing like that. I was very proud because I thought, I didn't even know what aliens mean and the nominations. Hey, I got this. And a couple of times the police stopped me, and I always had to carry, only for a little while because it became a common market after that. And I looked, alien. And they looked, I thought he'll see alien, he thinks I'm important. Said I was the rubbish of the rubbish. Not much change in England.
How did you go with that racism? I mean, you're a man who's joyous, who loves everyone. You would have approached every scenario, every group of people with the love and respect. How did you go when you first started feeling alienated?
Well, that was actually what not many people ask me the same question. I never felt I was a stranger, especially in London. It's only when I understood that the word alien was something. But I never felt bad because the Italians, they was quite respectful. One time, only once, and a taxi man crossed me on the car because I was driving the car, Mini. It went, turned around. I said, hey. And he said, go home, sunshine. And I was half him, a driver. I said, if you stop it. He never stopped. And actually, I was pleased he never stopped. I never felt any racist myself. But I felt with people which was from different country. I felt on their behalf, and I want to have an argument with the people that call these other people's name because they said that is not right. We are human beings. Why? But now the world is changed. London is not London. London is not England. London is London. And there is people all over the world. You don't look anybody color now. I don't know. I can't tell you if I speak to somebody, I don't see the color. It's personal like me. And that's anyone, every single one.
So let's go again. We're still in, 60s London. You would have met a whole bunch of new cultures and faiths and religions and people that you would have never have met.
It is indeed.
In Minori.
It is indeed. It's special the church because where I come from, they used to teach you, you're only going to go in a Catholic church. That is so important. Don't go anywhere else. And every time I used to cross a different church, we know church in England, Orthodox, spiritual, you name it, I used to go like that, I used to do like that around the way. Until I met a friend of mine, friend of a friend, he was priest. And I was talking to him, and he said, well, I'm going to go to the church, to the mass, I'm going to help Father so-and-so. I said, where's the church? Oh, it's Anglican church. And I looked at him, I said, you're a priest, a Catholic Anglican. I said, what's the difference? I pray in a synagogue. I pray in a mosque. And also I pray at an Anglican church and everything. And then I realized, hold on, my teaching they gave to me in those days, it was completely wrong. Now, wherever I am, every church for me is important. As long as God there, I respect all kinds of religions.
Another very special relationship that you developed in London was with the late and great Antonio Carluccio.
Oh, bless him.
Now, your second
Oh
food
my
memory,
God. Oh my
your
God.
second food memory, we're going to talk lots and lots about this gentleman, is wild mushroom foraging with him. Tell me about this memory.
Oh God, we are so close. I missed him so much. It's incredible. If he was alive, I would have killed him because I said I'd done. I missed him. I have to say I missed him. I met Antonio Carluccio 35, 40 years ago because he moved to London from Austria and he opened a restaurant and he married Priscilla Conran, the sister of Sir Terence Conran, because he had the same passions of him. He was collecting mushrooms and have them in a restaurant. And I was collecting mushrooms as well, and one time I saw a picture of him. He had a big mushroom in his head, massive. Oh, I said, that is good. So I collected some mushrooms and I brought them down his New Street restaurant. In those days, it was one of the famous restaurants in London. I tell you, the people who comes inside the restaurant, they were incredible. I had the pleasure to cook for Diana, Prince Charles, Lady Serena Lynn, Lear, you name it, Pavarotti, all the roast. I cooked for them all. And I brought him along and he said, thank you. And I said, there was some oyster mushroom. He looked and he said, this is, and I realized he only collected porcini, nothing else. I said, this is that. I said, you understand? I said, yeah. I said, take it. Oh, no, let me give you something. I said, I don't want anything. But he wanted to give me something. He gave me a bottle of wine. I don't really wanted it. And I left. And so he said, when you have some more, come along. So I did, find it. And he found out about me. He said that I was a cook. And so I said, we need a cook here. We need somebody inside here. I said,
we need you.
I said, at the moment,
you.
I'm self-employed, and I'm all right. Well, think about it. And it became a kind of relationship, very close. And I used to bring a lot of stuff to him, and he didn't know what to give it to me. At the end, he gave me his car present. He gave me a car, BMW, he brought from Austria. That was quite a few years old. First car with air conditioning inside. He said, would you like it? And I looked, I said, oh, this man, only because he bought a Mercedes. Yeah. He said, did you like it? Fantastic. I brought him home, and 5 days later, I sold it for £1,000. And then I started to work with him, and in the same time, I was collecting mushrooms, and then we used to go together. Then we opened a Carluccio, and this and that. This long story goes on, things, and we become extremely close friends. Extremely, not just he was the boss and I was the employee. Very close. Everything he had to do when he goes filming all over Europe, many other parts of the world, I always used to be with him. I make sure I prepare everything. I have a lot of argument me and him, incredible, things. But he was incredible historian of the Italian cuisine. He knew everything. He will tell you how to do step by step everything, but he couldn't really cook. He cooks, but he could. It's the other way around. I'd rather him straight away. And so the relationship, it was fantastic, really, really good. And it works well, incredible well. With 15 years spent them together, we used to go all over collecting mushrooms. Also, for the royal family, sometimes Anton I know he took Prince Charles in those days when it was Prince Charles. He went to Balmoral. You know, I used to go in Kensington and some other part, collecting mushrooms. So nobody in those days was restaurant ever wild mushrooms. We had the only restaurants to have wild mushrooms. And so can imagine there was a novelty. Everybody used to come there. It was incredible. I know me finish work, start at 3 o'clock in the morning, then finish work about 12 after lunch, go collecting mushroom, bring it back. We used to buy out from all over the place, incredible amount of stuff. And then we moved on wild rocket. Nobody knew what wild rocket was in England. So it was growing and everywhere, wild rocket. And with all the different wild herbs and food you can find there, because I had that knowledge, Antonio had a little bit of knowledge. And we create a kind of a monster. You know, that was really good. And then one day out of the blue, we divorced. Something, I don't even know. You know, I think it was me that want to be too. And he suffered quite a lot. But after a few years, we got together again and we created such incredible partnerships which last until I will departure is still be alive for me.
Your show together, you had a couple of television shows series with
Quite a
Antonio.
few.
Too few, yeah. Two greedy Italians. Was it as much fun to film as it was for us as an audience to watch?
It was real. It was real. This is what you saw, and this is what it was. The argument that was really argument. Actually, I didn't think I put them all up. Is we had fun. I remember the first day filming. We were in Badalucco, Liguria, and so we had two cameramen behind the soundman, microphone, the director goes. There was about 10, 20 people all around, you know, BBC. In those days, they have a good budget. Now, so, right, so we had everything right done. You know, you do this, you do that, you go live, you talk. Okay, I read it, I didn't understand the sausage, what I was going to say. Antonio said, yeah, okay, off we went. Camera behind, and then you hear the director stops. Now you have to say this before you start to go around. Yeah, okay. As Antonio, you say, because you're better than me. Oh, yeah, don't worry. Off we go, different location, not far, start again. So where are we going now? And then out of the blue, Antonio looked around and said, you know what, the beautiful tangerine, let's pretend. I think they were fixed. Let's collect some. And director stops again. They said, no, you are going this way. And I would say, yeah, but those pigs, they're going to get rotted there. Don't. Okay, we stopped again. At the end, after quite a few, about 2-3 hours, the producer swear it. And he said to the cameraman at the pot, I don't want to say the word, do whatever they want to do it. And then we looked at each other and said, we are doing nothing wrong. Why should we be upset? For what reason? And I said, take no notice.
You had children, but Antonio didn't. Did this different in life's journey change anything between you?
No, it didn't change anything about you. You know, Antonio loved the children. Antonio was so much in love with children. Any kind of children was very dear to Antonio. Antonio, he had this kind of feeling because when he was quite young, he had a very young brother, and he died, this brother, and in some circumstance, and he always was thinking of him, and every time he seen a young boy, you know, a little child, he was always there, a kind of give him a love and emotions. No, he was such an incredible person. It was really good. It can be tough sometimes. This is why we have an argument. But he was a nice person. Antonio was really beautiful, nice person. But we have this kind of a friendship, me and him, to picking on us every 5 minutes. I don't know why. We never made up, we never make up, but it was real. You know, you don't cook this way, let me show you how to cook. Or perhaps I cook something, it was like that. And then at the end you say, yes, that is good. Or when you had to do some cooking, fell asleep. God, sometimes stand alone. I never forget, we was in Calabria, it was in a christening in a church, a lady of Nicotera Marina. Nicotera is the name of the town, Marina because it was by the beach. And then we had to follow this family christening. So we went inside the church. Antonio was not very religious. I think he never want to meet. And so, okay, stay inside the church, the ceremony, the christening, all this boy, because we was gonna have a party after. Cameraman, the camera rolling, one in one side, the other side, the director there. And Antonio was standing like that, and then, and I went, bang! Oh no.
You've got a huge pop and rock star fan base. In amongst the rock stars and singers that adore you, there's Jack Severetti, Example, Boy George, and Australia's very own Tina Arena.
Oh my God, my lovely Tina! Oh, let's she can hear this podcast. Tina, we love you, and I love you more. I actually listen almost every single day. Sometimes we send a little kiss, sometimes we clap. She's great. She speaks perfect Italian. Oh my God. I can't wait to come to London to see her. Tina Ria. Bless her.
Is she a cook?
Yes, she can cook. Oh yeah, no trouble at all. The way when I do some poster out, she always commented and always say, my mother, my father, and myself, I can't remember properly, this is the food. Oh, she does comment every single day. She's a beautiful lady. What a voice.
What a voice.
The world. She travels the world. She's really good.
And another thing that I like about her are her opinions. They're big, they're brassy, and they're very Italian, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They're very Italian, yeah.
Now, another strong relationship. This is quite let's call it a very spirited. It's one that's kind of almost biblical relationship that you have is with Jamie Oliver.
Oh, bless him. Saw me yesterday.
Now, this third memory has got to do with Jamie. Agrodolce cooked with Jamie on a mountaintop.
Oh, agrodolce cooked with Jamie. Was nice. That particularly agrodolce was cooked with honey, usually sugar. We was in Puglia, actually Basilicata. We were filming Jamie Eat Italy, something like that, or the book Eat Italy. So we was up to these mountains, overlook Matera, beautiful, historic, very old town, incredible old. Then once the Italian government wanted to cover up, destroyed everything, and then there was campaign not to touch everything. Now you name it. Now where they making most famous film. It's so original. We was overlook the Matera, and while we were there, we had to cook something. So, we always have lots and lots of people around so that prepare stuff. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We had peppers, something like that. Red, I never forget red. But we want sugar, but didn't have any sugar. But then with the honey, perhaps somebody give us the bit of honey. And we need the vinegar. No, but we had the lemon. And then we sit down, and then this little fire we had, I can't remember, was a little stove and those gas, and pot and pan is always with us. And we cooked this agrodolce di peperoni. sweet and pepper. All'agrodolce, which is possibly sugar and vinegar. That was honey and honey and lemons. Oh my God.
Where did you meet Jamie?
Jamie is when people say you are the mentor of Jamie. In a party, yes. The other part, no. Jamie, he was inside of the kitchen before I went inside the kitchen when I was a small boy. Trevor and Sally Oliver, they had a pub and restaurant. Jamie was born, and so Trevor was cooking and serving the bar. It was hard work to have a pub in those days in Essex. And so one way or the other, Sally had to bring little Jamie, hello, inside the kitchen, to say hello, perhaps. And so Jamie was in the kitchen at a very young age. He must be about 8, go see his father or perhaps clean potato. So in a way, he had this kind of experience. And then he came to London because he wanted to learn more. He went to Westminster College, which I do some teaching now as well in Westminster College. I do some demo. And so when he finished the course, in those days there was all celebrity chefs, Marco Pierre White, there was the Gordon Ramsay, you name it, all this big thing. Never affected me. But, and Jamie said, they asked him what kind of cuisine which he liked to learn more. And I said, well, I want to learn more Italian. And I don't know why. Somebody said Italian. And his friend Marco got almost offended and said to Jamie, don't worry, if you want to learn how to cook Italian, one is my father, which you can't do it, none of it. And the person I really wanted is the New Street restaurant where Antonio Carlucci is. There's a chef called Gennaro Contaldo. So he came down from a very young age, I won't tell you the rest, but the only job that was available, it was pastry chef. He worked, he had to study, how to do Italian cakes, things like that, but he only because he wanted to stay near me. And I saw this young boy, I loved it, I liked it, and he was even helping me all the things I had to do it. And in those few months, create a very close relationship. And that close relationship is started to say, can I come down about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, to give you a hand? I can learn how to make fresh pasta, sauce, and all this Italian stuff we really want to learn. And I said to Jamie, by then, he already was very close to me. You are finished about 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight in the morning, because you're a pastry chef. Yeah, remember people eat the first, second course first, and then it's dessert. When everybody gone, you're still there. No, don't worry. I didn't want him. But then he convinced me. I said, you only can come at 5 o'clock in the morning, and by 7 you have to go home because you're going to have a rest. Oh, yeah. There's no way. He came down. Sometimes he didn't even know him. So let's help. I said, okay, let's do it. And we went step by step in those few months. I had to cook this, and he was bombarding me for questions. He was doing bombarding for questions.
Did he drive you crazy?
Sorry?
Did he drive you crazy?
It was good company. He was joking, things like that. It's nothing changed. It's still the same. They're like me, I'm still the same.
What did you see in Jamie in those very early years? What was his spirit like?
He was somebody full of love and passion, the willing to learn and make everything better. He was his passions. Also, Jamie had very close. Also, his passion also to help other people as well. He had all on him. I knew he had all on him. It was one in a lifetime you meeting. It was so powerful of whatever he was doing, and he respected every single ingredient. You know, he respect people, respected everything. But it was so funny. It was funny as well. Yeah, it was incredible. Always happy, always smile. I never saw Jamie miserable. I'm tired. He's always up to do everything. And the one thing I said, this is the way I show you how to do it. Remember, if you do sarcasm like me, it's in a photocopy. I said, you need to make it better. And he did make it better. I taste some of the food, it still is now. Then why I cannot remember, can do what they actually do. It's so talent. It's not because I'm telling you, because Jamie Oliver, everybody knows him. Not because I want to glorify him, I don't need to. He had his talent on him. He's still got his talent in him. He's so strong on whatever he's doing. It's unbelievable. Highly intelligent. I wish I ever been intelligent.
I was just about to ask you, what did you see a young you in the young Jamie?
Yes, I have. Yes, I did when I was young and, you know, full enthusiasm. Still is now, believe me. Yes, I have. I did see you. You ask a good question. I actually saw myself on him. I told him many times, yes, things I wanted to do, he was doing it. Oh, yeah.
So this is your second opportunity. So if you'd wasted any time in your youth, there Jamie was for you to get it right, to fix it up.
Yeah, he did. He's going to cover for me. So he made. So I saw myself at his age, things which I was his age, I couldn't see.
It is very true, Gennaro. You are his mentor, and he would say that, and he speaks. I mean,
I still so much say written. Yes. I keep saying I'm not, because now I'm learning from him.
Yes, but what is it like stepping back from somebody you taught and to watch them grow the way he has? It's like planting a seed, isn't it? And then watching that turn into a tomato vine or something, isn't it? You just don't know where it's going to go.
It is beautiful, because you do plant that seed and then you water it and then you start to come out and then you look and you go, wow. Then it grows up, and then a beautiful tomato comes along. You almost don't want to touch it, but you want to taste it. You grab it, you smell it, said, oh my God, this is good. This is why I waited so long.
You've given Jamie so much. What is he giving you?
Not really, he actually gave it to me. He gave me so much.
What did he give you?
Everything which of me through him. It is a joy. It's got so much care. You know, he makes sure that I'm okay on everything. Even we film quite a lot together. You
filmed that Australia. You filmed Jamie's Australian Diary in 2006 together, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Yes, I remember. That was good. My God, when I coming back, I didn't know what I was. We done a theatre there in Australia for 1 week in Sydney. I think it was Victoria Theatre. I can't remember, somewhere. When we were in Marlborough as well. Yes, we did. We opened a 15 as well with Toby. It was incredible. It was really. I really enjoyed that, Australia.
Another person that you've briefly worked with is Stanley Tucci. Now, my question to you is, I always ask this question of people that I really adore. What does Stanley Tucci smell like?
I never smell anything. Stanley Tucci, I met the Stanley Tucci through his mum and father. In those days, 2008, when we had a Gem Italian restaurant, which now we reopen again, these two couples comes along in a restaurant, and I think that was in Canary Wharf in London, East London, and so there was the hats, things like that, and I always spend a couple of days in each restaurant, go there in the morning, come back in the evening. And I went to say hi, because I like to see the special which I cooked. I loved it, and they told me, I love it. I said, American, yes, we are Italians. Americans sound very American. And I said, yes, we do a lot of cooking as well. This is remind us when we cook, our family. His father, Stanley, and his mother, Jo. And then we start to talk, so and so and so. I said, yeah, my son he also like cooking. I said, yeah, it's good, but he's an actor. I said, yes. I said, what he's doing? He just make a movie. And they told me his name. I couldn't really remember his name properly. I said, which one? I said, look, his latest one was Big Night. And I watched that film. And I saw it. I said, oh my God, you are the father and the mother of Mr. Tucci Stanley. Yeah. She said, wait. She picked up the phone and she said, for now, I, Stanley, it's somebody Gennaro would love to have a word with you. I didn't know what to say. I said, pick up the phone. I said, hi, Stanley, how you go? Your mom and daddy, how are you? Fantastic. He said, this and this and that. And then he said, I know you.
You've chosen as Antonio Carluccio Foundation as your social cause.
Yes, it is Antonio Carluccio.
Tell us about Antonio's foundation.
Antonio always is incredible. Antonio, I remember when Antonio said to me, you know what, everything I do, they're going to go down to these foundations to help, all those ex-soldier or other people in need, and people that just want to start to open up something, and everything I have will be for them. And I said to him, what about me? He said, no, you will understand, he said, you will understand. I said, okay, I'll go. And it is incredible. It is very good because Sabina, his friend, partner, she's still old at the foundation. She makes sure then people give in for the foundation. Those money or whatever help goes to young people who just want to start a business or something, to the people most in need, everything, even special for ex-soldier and so and so and so.
So the Antonio Carluccio Foundation aims to specifically provide the resources and training and development needed by young and otherwise disadvantaged cooks and chefs entering the hospitality industry. For more information, antoniocarluccio.org. Here at Three Food Memories, we have an MFK Fisher tradition where our previous guest passes you forward our dish. Our previous guest, Scott Tweedy, our 99th guest, he passes you forward his roast chicken skillet with potatoes in the oven. How do you feel about roast chicken and potatoes?
I love it. What's wrong with the chicken and potato? It's beautiful. I love potato. The world use potato. Chicken, the world use. But which way is cooking it? When you roasted the chicken with the potato, you slice the potato, or have the potato cut in half, or have the potato whole. Just if you cook on a whole chicken, make sure you lift the skin. Put a little bit of butter with lots of different spices. Just touch the breast, such a pleasure. Goes inside everywhere, and then you cover up with those potatoes inside, bang them in the oven, remove after 10 minutes the aluminum foil, and let it run on top of the potato. What he's doing is do a fantastic job. Well done with the chicken and chips and potato. Well, no chips, potato. Or you even can have a chip. I love it. I love it. It's really good.
Now, what would you like to pass forward to our next guest?
What I like to pass on for, when you do, respect of the food is so important. Make sure that everything you cook is in a celebration. It's like a birthday cake. You make for your son a birthday cake, and you make it the best as your knowledge, because I want everybody to choose. use the best ingredient if you can. Use a seasonable ingredient if you can. And put your heart and soul whatever you cook. And don't worry about making mistake. Actually, make mistake and sometimes it's very good because you can learn of it out of the mistake. And just to give them a joy on everything you do. Don't say, I wonder if this is going to be good or no good. Just in your mind, this is going to be fantastic. You wait, and then when they taste it, they're going to say yes.
Well, our next guest is British journalist Emily Maitlis. So I'm sure, I'm sure she's going to enjoy every piece of that advice. Now, this is your opportunity, Gennaro, to ask me a question. Is there something that you would like to ask me?
Yes, of course. Do you cook?
I do cook.
What do you like to cook?
You know, you speak about. I'm also a father. I have 2 children, and I cook for my children.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And which one is your best child?
I've got my.
Let's cook it. Let's start to cook. Let's start to cook. It's better.
You know, I cook for them. And I cook, and you could, and I cook for their bodies, you know. And we will go out to eat somewhere, and it's, you know, it's. But there's something about me cooking at home in front of them. So I cook for them, Gennaro, and I cook the same way as you speak about the respecting the ingredients, making sure you use everything. You know, I put very little in the waste. In fact, nothing, because I'm always planning with what I have. I think my cooking has gotten, as I'm getting older, my cooking is getting calmer. I'm much more relaxed with the ingredients. I have a relationship with them, and I am speaking to them. And the one thing that I do, and I don't know if this is a hereditary thing, you know, my family were poor growing up. Even my grandparents, there was very little food in the fridge. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is open that fridge, and I thank God that I have food in the fridge to feed my family. So as I get older, my cooking has changed. Yes.
You see, you said my family was very poor. Your family was not poor. Might be poor because the work, not enough money, the things, but you were very rich. I can see you in spirit. That was a richness that nobody can buy, nobody can take away. And this is why what you do, you have a respect of whatever you do, and especially the food, because you never said, we never used to chuck anything away, we used to keep on everything, and this is so important. You see, when you cook for the children, for your wife, your love, your partner, your friend, things special for the children, let's go to the children, you don't teach them how to cook. What you transfer them, you transfer them a love. That one day, perhaps many years, you won't be not anymore in this world, there won't be anymore in this world, but they probably will cook something, and they will have on the back of their mind, oh, I remember when my dad used to do this. He used to work in all day, and he used to come home tired, and he used to cook for us. It was so sweet and good. And that what actually you feed them, it was love. Something to remember. You just fed them with love. And that respect you had for the food and for the children, they will carry on. Believe me, they will pass it on. And happy days.
Our conversation has been a generous reflection on the brotherhood you've built around you. Support, love, and exchange. Women have clearly played a huge role in that journey, and you in theirs. I'm curious, Gennaro, what has their sisterhood given you?
Well, everything. It's everything. My mother used to always say, respect, because without me you won't be a respected woman. It is so important, respect. They're not much different for you. Actually do exactly the same. The creator claim same person, man and woman. Have respect and enjoy in everything you do. make sure they're all right. You are the strongest part, but you have to make sure they're all right. Love each other as you love yourself. Don't let it go anything waste. Just say thank you.
Gennaro, thank you for being our Three Food Memories centurion, our 100th guest, and for showing us once again how food brings people together. I speak for everyone who adores you when I say it is you who are the lovely people, and for this, it is us who are forever blessed. Gennaro, thank you very much.
Thank you. You make me cry now. Thank you to everyone.
That's it for this episode of Three Food Memories.